Hello everyone, I am back with my YouTube channel and this is the third video. I have shared two videos for MTECH ECE students which are related to the research articles and those students who are pursuing MTech or who want to do research in electronics and communication in IoT and communication, they can follow my videos and they can take the idea from my videos and innovate their research accordingly. So I think these videos will be helpful for you. So this is the third video which is related to chemical components and their importance. We have discussed IoT sensors at the smart course. That's why the courses are called smart course, because we have used sensors there, IoT devices. So in this video, I will tell you about the pH and the carbon chemistry in the IoT sensors or in the oceans. Like, we need to know about the pH, salinity, temperature, and many more things for the breeding of shellfishes in the ocean. So this article or this video is basically related to the carbon chemistry or the reactions that we need to carry out the breeding of shellfishes. So in this video, I will tell you about the aragonite mineral. Aragonite mineral is basically made up of calcium and carbonate ions. Calcium ion Ca2 positive and carbonate ion CO3 2 negative. And the saturation state of aragonite is represented by sigma Ar, which is equal to Ca2 positive, means multiplication of calcium ions and carbonate ions divided by the solubility product of calcium carbonate, KSP. S for solubility, P for product. KSP is the solubility product of calcium carbonate. So the pH in the carbon chemistry term basically used with the ocean acidification. Do you know the liquid, whatever liquid you have taken, it is acidic, that means its pH value is less. If it is basic, that means its pH value is very high. In the previous videos, I told you that the oceans are being acidified, that means the pH value is getting lesser. So it is hypothesized that a saturation state of calcium carbonate is directly related to shellfishes. That means if we need the breeding of the shellfishes to be carried out into the ocean, we need to know the saturation state of aragonite. And the lesser value of aragonite, that means there is very lesser chances for the survival of shellfishes. That means the saturation state of aragonite should be much more. Clear? The formation of calcium ions as well as the carbonate ions in the ocean should be very high. In that case only the saturation state of aragonite is higher. Otherwise, there will be no breeding of shellfishes into the ocean is possible. So the formula for the saturation state of aragonite we have discussed. It is represented as the multiplication of calcium ions and carbonate ions divided by the solubility product of calcium carbonate, which is represented by KSP. So if the excess amount of CO2 is there in the atmosphere, it is absorbed by the seawater, excess of CO2. So what does it do? What does the excess of CO2 in the in the ocean do? It reacts with water. It reacts with water and the carbonate ions in the water. There are carbonate ions in the water, calcium ions and carbonate ions in the water of the ocean. So the excess of carbon dioxide which is absorbed by the seawater, it reacts with the carbonate ions in the water and forms bicarbonate, HCO3 2 negative. Bicarbonate ions are formed, so CO2 is getting decreased, CO2 is getting absorbed, and it is reacting with the water. So that's why the water is absorbing the carbon dioxide, maximum amount of carbon dioxide, because the water convert the CO2 into bicarbonate ions, which are harmful for the breeding of shellfishes. So we need to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide into the ocean. So the researchers who want to observe the breeding status of the shellfishes, they need to know the value of sigma AR. If the value is less, there will be no possible conditions of the breeding of shellfishes. So sigma AR is estimated through the thermodynamic relationships, through those relationships, or through the one programming language, that is R programming language. We can get the value of sigma AR, and we can get the value of salinity of the water, pH level of the water, temperature of the water, and the humidity in the water. So along with these parameters, so do you know how these parameters are sensed and the data is uploaded to the web? So the sensors are used here in the circuit, as we have discussed in the previous video. Seep hook sensor is there, which reports the data to the ERDD I have shared the link in the description yesterday. You can check from there, or one link I will share for the ERDDAP website. You can check the data from there, as how the value of sigma AR is calculated. So the lower value of sigma AR, that means the saturation state of calcium carbonate, the saturation state of aragonite, may have dramatic effects, means there will be no possible conditions of shellfish growth into the ocean. It would be difficult for the shellfishes to grow into the ocean if the value of saturation state of aragonite is very less. So carbon chemistry allows for the creation of biogeochemical model. If we know the carbon reactions, if we know about the chemistry, we can generate our own biogeochemical models which use carbon dioxide, reactions of carbon dioxide, water, and many more chemicals, and we can improve the timing of shellfishes breeding into the water, sea water. So one more thing, we need to upload the data, real time data, to the managers, so that, or the researchers, so that they can enhance or adapt to the changing conditions of the seawater. They can adapt. If the conditions are not favorable for the breeding of shellfishes, they will not conduct the breeding of fishes into the ocean. Okay, and they will carry out some more methods to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide into the seawater, or to reduce the amount of bicarbonate ions into the seawater. So it should be noted, everyone should note that the topic of ascribing specific thresholds in carbonate parameters is still an open field for scientific research. Like, this is not a limit. Researchers, there will be more researchers in the future, they will carry out how many other different kinds of sensors that can be used, and automatically the level of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere which can be reduced, and the life stage or the duration of breeding of shellfishes can be improved and can be increased, and we have more rate of survival of organisms, marine organisms, or shellfishes organisms. So this is about the article number 1, which is based on the marine course, and we have used IoT sensors here. I hope you are liking my videos well and you are sharing with your friends. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I will be back with article number 2 tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.